40-inch LCD for $798.88 or 46-inch for $1098.88. Save up to $1,000 on select Samsung flat panel TVs. Get 0% financing and pay nothing until 2010 on all Samsung 1080p 120Hz TVs. Samsung and BrandSmart USA. Of course, your favorite brand. Low, low prices.
In these tough times, most people are holding on to every cent.
Merry Christmas.
But he's giving a fortune away to strangers. The real-life Secret Santa, tonight on the CBS Evening News. Later, right after CBS 4 News, so stay with us.
Be smart. Drive south BMW. It's our year-end sales event. All new 2009 BMW 328i sedans, just $387 a month. Be smart. Drive south. South BMW. US 1, just south of the Falls.
See you at 11.
Tonight, the president throws a $17 billion life preserver to the auto industry, a life preserver with strings attached. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, the first wave of holiday travelers runs smack into a storm. From the Midwest to the Northeast, ice and snow cancel hundreds of flights and leave tens of thousands without power. The governor of Illinois says he's not guilty, won't step down, and
I will fight, I will fight, I will fight.
And with so many forced to tighten their belts, he's opening his wallet for the holidays.
We want to give each of you a $50 bill.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
And good evening, everyone. The automakers have been pleading for a taxpayer bailout for weeks now, and today President Bush decided to give them one. He'll use money set aside for the bailout of the financial industry. The president said a collapse of the auto industry could make the recession even worse, and he doesn't want to leave that for his successor. Here's Anthony Mason.
Allowing the U.S. auto industry to collapse is not a responsible course of action.
With that, President Bush essentially wrote a $13 billion Christmas check to the automakers. GM will get $9.4 billion within the next month. Chrysler, $4 billion. Ford is okay for now. The money will come from the TARP bailout fund. The president-elect also called it a necessary step.
The auto companies must not squander this chance to reform bad management practices.
The loans will come with conditions. The funds must be used to become financially viable. There'll be limits on executive compensation, and wages and work rules must be made competitive with foreign automakers in the U.S. by the end of next year.
Why should we have to take a pay cut when we've been doing our job right?
An assembly line worker at GM now makes $29 an hour, a little more than what a Honda worker here earns and slightly less than a Toyota employee makes. But when you add in benefits, pensions, and legacy costs, GM, which has more than 430,000 retirees, pays its average worker $69 an hour, $20 more than Toyota. Even with this loan, analysts say, the automakers have to take drastic steps.
That means a lot less jobs. Instead of laying off 10, 15,000 a month, it's going to be 25, 30,000 a month.
We got a huge amount of work to do over the next 90 days and beyond.
And when it's over, Detroit may never be the same.
Really, 2008 was the death of the auto industry as we know it. Somewhere down the road in the future, there's a viable and vibrant auto industry. It's just not going to be the one we've known for the past 100 years.
But on this dealer lot in Dallas, the bridge loans seem to restore some customer confidence.
It absolutely has had an effect on our showroom today. We've sold 5 cars in 5 hours today.
The automakers are due to get another $4 billion in February, but this money will not solve Detroit's problems. It's just a bridge loan to the Obama administration when they will almost certainly have to come back for more. Katie?
And in fact, Anthony, the White House says the automakers have to prove they're viable by March 31st. Is that right? Or they'll have to pay back the loans. Now, is that realistic?
It's not realistic, and there's not a chance they're going to be able to do it. I mean, I think the Bush administration included this in the deal in a sense to make it more palatable to a lot of people. But the reality is the Obama administration will be able to rewrite this deal if they want to. And with the car market essentially collapsing, Detroit is going to come back for more money, for sure.
All right, Anthony Mason. Thank you, Anthony. Now turning to the weather and a massive storm that is certainly living up to expectations. It dumped a lot of snow in the Great Lakes region, and now the Northeast is getting pummeled with snow and freezing rain. Early show weather anchor Dave Price is at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. And Dave, this is a tough time for so many holiday travelers hoping to fly the coop.
You bet, Katie, it is. And lots of fatigued people hanging around at the airport tonight just trying to get to where they're going. And many of them have been here most of the day. Some have just given up. They're just one of a group of people trying to fight the elements and a storm that's left 250,000 people without power tonight.
Mud, slush, and everything. It's just been a battle.
Mike Fabian has been clearing snow off Chicago streets for 13 hours. He knows snow.
We own the rest of America when it comes to battling the snow.
Much of the Midwest through the Northeast spent the day attempting to cope with a brutal storm, dropping as much as 10 inches of snow in parts of Illinois before moving on to blast the Northeast, tying up traffic and frustrating plans.
I'm expecting at least 3 to 4 hour delay, so I'm prepared to camp out.
Some travelers hoping to get home for the holidays arrive to find long delays or worse. Milwaukee's airport is closed, and others have canceled flights. 250 at Chicago's O'Hare, at least 650 at New York City airports, and at least 150 at Detroit Metro. Kids were happy, though, thrilled to be playing in the snow as many school systems from Iowa to New England were closed.
I was coming out to play in the snow, and then I was thinking about forts. And then I started making this.
But adults are stressed.
Right now, it's just horrible.
Kim Woodward owns a small boutique. The 1-2 punch from the economy and the weather means no customers on a critical shopping weekend. Can you recover the business before the holidays that you lost today?
Unfortunately, no. Just point blank, no.
This quick-moving system is expected to leave around 6 inches of snow in New York City and as much as a foot north of there before finally tapering off late tonight. And while Saturday brings a break for the Northeast, 2 more storms are rolling into the region next week. Katie?
And Dave, as we just saw, the timing couldn't be worse for retailers as well as travelers. How much holiday shopping is usually done the weekend before Christmas?
Well, Katie, the final weekend before Christmas typically accounts for about 12% of holiday sales, and many of the store owners we spoke to said at this point, when you lose a day, you can't make up for that lost business, and that's why a bad weather forecast equals a bad economic forecast in so many parts of the country this week.
All right, Dave Price in Chicago for us tonight. Dave, thanks a lot. And what a terrifying scene in Seattle today when 2 charter buses collided on an icy street. One of them crashed through a guardrail, leaving the front wheels dangling over Interstate 5, 20 feet below. All 75 passengers and the drivers made it off the buses. 11 had minor injuries and were taken to the hospital. City officials insist the bus was never in danger of falling. In Chicago today, Governor Rod Blagojevich made his first public statement about the corruption scandal. And if anyone thought he would resign, he said, forget it. Here's Dean Reynolds.
Emerging from almost 2 weeks of isolation, the governor was defiant.
I will fight, I will fight, I will fight until I take my last breath. I have done nothing wrong.
Facing impeachment in the state legislature and investigation by the federal government, Blagojevich fired back at his accusers.
Now, I know there are some powerful forces arrayed against me. It's kind of lonely right now. But I have on my side the most powerful ally there is, and it's the truth.
But he said nothing about his alleged conduct, attempting to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat, shaking down a children's hospital, or strong-arming the Chicago Tribune. He said he will answer in court.
And when I do, I am absolutely certain that I will be vindicated.
Blagojevich and his fire-breathing defense counsel told everybody to relax.
Give us a second to breathe. Give the governor just a few seconds to breathe. There's nothing that's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 days.
Even though prosecutor Patrick Fitzgerald is not legally bound to turn over transcripts of the governor's expletive-riddled wiretap conversations, the defense team is demanding them. Those conversations could shed light on, among other things, the contacts between Blagojevich and the president-elect's office. and the role of soon-to-be White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel in the search for a Senate successor to Obama.
I'd love to know how many conversations he's had, if any. Mr. Fitzgerald has that information. Please tell us. We're begging you.
Known for his love of the limelight, Blagojevich today quoted Rudyard Kipling at one point.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you.
Making clear his intention to stay on.
And I'm not going to quit a job the people hired me to do because of false accusations and a political lynch mob.
Despite the governor's refusal to quit, his attorney said that if Blagojevich believes the people of Illinois are suffering, he will step aside. Katie?
Dean Reynolds, thanks very much, Dean. Turning now to the so-called $50 billion scam. Count Uncle Sam among the victims. Many of Bernard Madoff's investors may be due tax refunds because they paid taxes on profits they never really made. And some experts believe that could cost the government $17 billion. Meanwhile, a judge today extended Madoff's home detention to 24 hours a day and ordered him to hire private security to keep him there. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, one of Santa's biggest helpers in Steve Hartman's Assignment America. But up next, the mortgage markets come through with an early holiday gift for struggling homeowners.
I have high blood pressure, so when I get a cold, I take powerful cold medicine with the heart. Well, now there's new Coricidin HBP Nighttime for nighttime cold relief with the heart. From the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure, Coricidin HBP.
Tim, nobody ever asked me what I want to be when I grow up. Maybe it's your name. Ritzer? Smucker.
When your name is Smucker, everyone knows you'll grow up to make the world's best jam. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
Wherever good can overcome, that is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
I always thought calcium and vitamin D and exercise would keep my bones healthy. But I got osteoporosis anyway, so my doctor started me on once monthly Boniva. And he told me something important. Boniva works with your body to help stop and reverse bone loss. My test results proved I was able to stop and reverse my bone loss with Boniva. And studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women did too.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develops, tell your doctor.
I've got this one body and this one life, so I wanted to stop my bone loss. But I did more than that. I reversed it with Boniva. Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you.
Boniva helps stop and reverse bone loss.
Coffee has always been a labor of love, but now there's Keurig. Keurig single cup brewers let you enjoy an individually brewed cup of gourmet coffee in under a minute. With over 200 varieties of coffees and teas from 13 leading brands, you'll always find your favorite cup. Keurig is the new way coffee gets made, like it's ground, measured, and brewed just for you. Because it is. Keurig single cup brewers. Choose, brew, enjoy.
There's some potentially good news tonight for homeowners struggling to meet their mortgage payments. Mortgage rates have been falling. A 30-year fixed is down to 5.19%. That's the lowest in at least 37 years. So it may be a good time to refinance. But that could be a lot harder to do than you think, as Priya David explains in our continuing series, Hitting Home.
I think for now we should lock in.
Mortgage brokers are enjoying some unexpected holiday cheer.
Our phone volume has probably gone up by
300%.
And I get a great rate when it's all said and done. An inquiry every 10 minutes from clients regarding refinancing.
With mortgage rates falling to historic lows, dropping almost 1.5 points since Thanksgiving, the phones are busy.
What are you at right now? It's 6 1/4. You could get it down to 5 1/2.
Most calls are from homeowners like Lisa Snyder, looking to refinance their mortgage to get a new loan at a lower interest rate. On a $200,000 mortgage, a 1 percentage point drop equals $125 a month in savings. That's $1,500 a year.
Lisa is going from a 6 3/8 rate to a 5% 30-year fixed.
This is how much you're going to be saving at the end.
Wow.
$137,000. But not everyone will benefit by the new lower rates. Brokers tell us only about half of all callers will qualify to refinance under banks' new stringent standards.
Come on, we're going out.
Paul Hurley has had an adjustable rate mortgage that he got 3 years ago without having to document his income. Right now, his mortgage rate is only 4%, but it could go as high as 19%.
I can't control my destiny.
But the banks will not refinance Paul's mortgage now because he's self-employed and his sporadic income doesn't meet the bank's tough new criteria.
I definitely feel trapped.
To refinance at these rates, banks want proof of regular income, a credit score of 700 or higher, and if the mortgage is more than the house is worth, no deal.
Well, the banks are really right now gun shy in lending to people who don't fit a certain criteria. So these people are actually left out in the cold.
So while mortgages are now more affordable, banks are making them less available.
And the savings on that.
Still, some will have more cash in their hands every month, giving a boost to the struggling economy. Priya David, CBS News, New York.
Heating a home this winter will be cheaper than last with the recession driving energy prices down. Crude oil fell more than $2 today to $33.87 a barrel, the lowest price in nearly 5 years. When we come back, he helped to topple an American president, remembering Deep Throat.
The doctor will be just a few minutes.
Okay.
Uh-oh, here she comes again. I know you're here for a checkup, but maybe you should tell them about that bladder control problem.
What bladder control problem?
Well, you've already made a couple of trips. That last one nearly knocked me off the door.
Sorry.
You need to have the Detrol discussion with the doctor.
Detrol?
Detrol LA. It's the #1 prescribed brand to help calm that
gotta go feeling.
Just one pill works all day and all night.
Barbara?
And tell them how you feel.
Like my bladder's running my life.
If you've certain stomach problems, glaucoma, or trouble getting urine to pass, you shouldn't take Detrol LA. The most common side effects are dry mouth, headache, constipation, and abdominal pain. Ask your doctor if Detrol LA is right for you.
So, Barbara, have you been?
She wants to have...
I want to have the Detrol discussion.
Glad I could help.
Feeling stuffed up? Unstuff yourself with Afrin No Drip. It's got the best medicine to open nasal passages. Afrin, the best stuff to unstuff.
So Jenny and I were talking, and we just had some questions. Of course, you're retiring in this environment. I have some ideas about your portfolio that may help answer them. Let's take a look. Sounds good.
Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Over 10,000 offices, one near you.
Want to do something special for the man in your life this holiday season?
Why is there always just one leg?
I never really thought about it. Mom? That's how my mother always did it.
Some traditions stay the same and you wonder why. Others stay the same and you know why. Like College Inn, the finest ingredients simmered slowly to perfection for great homemade flavors since 1923.
It's a family secret.
Ah, yes, the Geico Gecko in migration, driven by primal instinct to help people save hundreds of dollars on their car insurance.
Hey, do you see that guy over there? He's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Gotta be kidding me.
Oh. What a clever creature.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Official. Remains found last week are those of a child who vanished 6 months ago. Kelly Kobayea reports.
8 days after finding the skull of a young child in the woods near Orlando, investigators confirmed the DNA is a match to missing toddler Kaylee Anthony.
I think there's been an open wound in the community, and I believe we can start putting some closure to those open wounds, and no child should have to go through this.
The remains were found less than a mile from the child's home. There was nothing left but bones. Still, her death has been ruled a homicide, and her mother, Casey Anthony, is the only suspect in jail on a first-degree murder charge.
Mama, Papa.
Kaylee Anthony disappeared in June, just weeks before her 3rd birthday. Her mother, Casey, waited a month to tell anyone, then claimed the nanny took her. Both she and her own parents insist she's innocent.
Investigators say they may have missed an opportunity to make their case against her stronger. The same witness who led them to the remains of the little girl tipped them off about the site 3 times back in August. Kelly Kobiella, CBS News, Miami.
Now to another very different criminal case, Watergate. The man who helped expose it was known for years only as Deep Throat, the mysterious source for reporter Bob Woodward. His real name was Mark Felt, and he died yesterday of congestive heart failure. Bob Orr has his story.
His whispered words helped topple a president. But for 3 decades, Mark Felt remained in the shadows, the unknown answer to the nation's most enduring political mystery. Who was Deep Throat? Felt was second in command at the FBI in the early 70s, when the press began asking questions about the Watergate break-in. His clandestine meetings with Washington Post reporter Bob Woodward were immortalized in the movie All the President's Men.
Just follow the money.
Felt traded answers for anonymity and repeatedly denied being the secret source behind the revelations that ultimately brought down President Richard Nixon.
No, I'm not Deep Throat.
But this denial on Face the Nation in 1976 offered a curious clue.
Because I think whoever helped Woodward helped the country.
In 2005, Felt, in poor health with a fading memory, finally revealed his role.
Thanks for coming.
Woodward, who had protected Deep Throat's identity until that confession, today praised Felt's courage.
In a sense, every bone in his body told him play by the rules, but he realized that everyone else was breaking the rules, and so he was willing to guide us and talk.
In his memoirs, Felt said he did the right thing. The bottom line, he wrote, is that we did get the whole truth out. It isn't that what the FBI is supposed to do? Mark Felt died at his California home. He was 95. Bob Orr, CBS News, Washington.
Paintings of Mr. Nixon and every other president hang in the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, and today President Bush unveiled his. It shows him in a casual pose and was painted by his Yale classmate, Bob Anderson.
I also understood Bob didn't have any difficulty depicting my eyes or my hands, but he had a lot of trouble with my mouth, and I told him that makes 2 of us.
The Bush portrait is based on photographs of the president taken at Camp David earlier this year. Up next, the true spirit of Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Now you've got some friends.
An assignment America you won't want to miss.
Soldiers exposed to a deadly chemical say the government contractor knew and sent them anyway. Our exclusive investigation, Monday on the CBS Evening News.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambient CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambient CR.
The James Beard Foundation Rising Star Chef of the Year, Christopher Lee, on the art
of cooking.
Use stock. And when I'm cooking at home, that means new Swanson stock. It keeps the meat juicy and brings out the natural flavors.
So if you want to cook like Chef Christopher Lee, cook with new Swanson stock.
And don't forget, for that perfect holiday turkey, use new Swanson stock.
Have you heard the news about Zyrtec? It's fast relief for people with indoor allergies, with outdoor allergies, or people like me who have both.
Zyrtec is fast. In fact, it starts working 2 hours faster than Claritin. It's clinically proven to relieve even your worst allergy symptoms.
From dust mites and pet dander to ragweed and pollen for a full 24 hours. Now I'm freer to do what I want, where I want, even faster.
Zyrtec, the fastest 24-hour allergy relief.
Inside that truck is something familiar. Duracell batteries. And if you think all batteries are the same, consider this. These batteries are going to the Mattel Children's Hospital, UCLA, because here they use the most technologically advanced equipment for the healing and the play. And to power all those toys, the people at Duracell packed up a truckload of batteries, because nothing's better than powering a smile. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Don't take off for the holidays without seeing 60 Minutes on the state of airport security and the state of California with Governor Schwarzenegger, Sunday.
Finally tonight, to answer that age-old question, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. In fact, more than one, because anyone who has the giving spirit can be a Santa to someone else. Red suit, optional. Here's Steve Hartman's Assignment America.
In Christmases past, an anonymous Kansas City businessman known only as Secret Santa used to go up to people and just hand them $100 bills.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my God, bless you.
This year, he's still handing out money, but because of the economy, he says he just can't give out what he used to.
1, 2,
He's got to give more.
$450.
Well, please don't make any misunderstanding. I'm a businessman and investor, and I've taken a big hit just like everybody else has.
In fact, Santa's portfolio is down 44%. And yet,
This isn't the year to step back. Given the economy, this is actually the year to step up.
by the time Christmas rolls around, Secret Santa will have given out close to $100,000, surprising more people in more places than ever before.
We want to give each of you a $50 bill.
Starting with these grants. Ulysses S. grants.
Merry Christmas.
At De La Salle High School,
And Merry Christmas.
a school for at-risk kids, all 200 students got a 50.
Thank you.
I guess this really is a Santa Claus house.
The waitress at lunch got 100.
Thank you,
as did everybody else who works at the restaurant.
Oh, praise God. Thank you, Jesus.
Even this random woman at a red light got a $100 bill.
That's so nice.
And yet, this year especially, there is a method to his mad money.
In our country, we have a lot of people who make $8 to $10 an hour, and they live in a $12 and $14 an hour world. And so this year, we are trying to concentrate on the working poor.
Oh, thank
People
you,
like Teresa Miller.
Thank you, Jesus.
He found her working at a laundromat.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Teresa needed $400 to pay her property tax.
You breathe, you hope.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Questa Corneli had just dropped her husband off at the bus station.
Back to Oklahoma.
Is that where he works?
That's where we used to live, and he's having to go back there so he can work and send me money so me and the kids can have a Christmas.
One of Santa's elves gave Questa $200.
Thank you so much.
Santa and his helpers say people are always grateful. But this year, the reactions when some people see the money.
Oh, no, no.
Merry Christmas, sir. What a sobering economic indicator this is. And with so many like them out there, it sure would be nice to have more.
I want you to do one other thing for me.
Like him.
I want you to always believe that there's always somebody out there that's going to help you.
Yes, sir.
There's always somebody.
Fortunately, Secret Santa is cloning himself, recruiting other well-to-do business people to be Secret Santas in their own towns. So far, he's found leaders in Detroit, Charlotte, St. Louis, Phoenix, and San Diego. But of course, as you pointed out in the intro, anybody who does something nice for a stranger is a Secret Santa in their own right, and he explains that to everybody, too.
my favorite story, I think, that you do all year. This is your second time.
Second
it's
year.
so moving, and to see those tears, it does. I mean, it just pulls at your heartstrings because it makes you realize how many people are struggling so much.
And it's so great to be. That's why I went back and did it again, because it's kind of selfish in that way. It's fun to do.
I bet. I'd love to go with you next year if you do it again.
Well, you got an invite, I'm sure.
All right, Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that is the CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric in New York. Thank you for watching this week. Have a great weekend. Good night.
The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is on now at your Toyota dealer. Visit your local Toyota dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2008 Toyota 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
For the sensible gift you can use all year long, check out the New Balance Store's big holiday event. Save big on top sellers like our Premier 1224. With cushion, stability, and comfort, New Balance stores sell the real deal with 150 of the latest styles, including kids. For the best fit, go to the experts. Satisfaction guaranteed. Plus, save big on all high-performance workout apparel. Only at South Florida New Balance stores.
Brad Pitt's amazing Benjamin Button transformation. Jen and John's date night in New York. Cameron with Jen's ex, plus Julianne on a shopping spree.
E.T. in HD is next.
The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is on now at your Toyota dealer. Visit your local Toyota dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2008 Toyota Tacoma. Toyota, moving forward.
Entertainment Tonight and The Insider in high definition.
Jennifer and John's New York City date night.
How's dinner?
The undercover couple arm in arm. Plus, real or rumor, is Cameron Diaz dating Jen's male model ex? Then, Tom's special message for Katie as she turns the big 3-0.
I love you, sweetheart. Happy birthday.
New Brad Pitt in the makeup chair for his Benjamin Button transformation.
You just feel the gradual progression through the film.
We'll show you how they did it.
They sculpted each age.
Then from Jackie Kennedy to Laura Bush, incredible gowns worn by America's first ladies. Plus, is Oprah hunting for a house in Washington, D.C.?
Valerie Bertinelli's new Jenny Craig co-star and her amazing 225-pound weight loss.
You look amazing. So do you.
Plus,
I can't talk right now.
Once 700 pounds, Ruby walks a mile. We're there for her emotional breakthrough.
You just don't understand how hard it is.
At home with Dom DeLuise.
I had prostate cancer.
Confined to a wheelchair, the 70 stars health today. Whatever happened to Cosmo's Bachelor of the Year? And Dancing's Julianne on a shopping spree.
Shh, do not tell anybody.
Her must-haves for 2009.
You are not allowed to wear this lipstick if you are in a bad mood.
Now, the most watched entertainment news magazine in the world.
Your hour of entertainment news with E.T. and the Insider in high definition begins right now. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Stein.
And for Mary Hart, I'm Thea Andrews. In tonight's Real or Rumor, have Jennifer Aniston and John Mayer finally gone public? That's real, and we have the video to prove it.
How's dinner?